Today on Limitless TV, we're going to be talking about the 5 worst mistakes that new investors make. So I look forward to sharing with you what you can do to make sure that you avoid those pitfalls, avoid those trial and errors so that you can crush it in real estate. Chris Crone here, and today I've brought out with me Stephen Michael Miller. And you need to know this man because when people come and work with me in our real estate division, this is the real estate guru. This is the man. Stephen is the one that has helped thousands of people build game plans and execute them and get traction, which is so important because today we're talking about the top 5 mistakes that brand new investors make and why their strategies flop and the deals. And at the end of the day, man, it's just like they burnt their house down. They were the one holding the match and they didn't even know it. So today, we're gonna be helping you not do that.
I'll tell you, if you can avoid these 5 mistakes, you can see immediate success in real estate. Now, this isn't about get rich quick. This is about gaining and producing wealth over time. But these 5 mistakes will keep most people out of the game and pointing at real estate and saying, real estate sucks. So we want to get you to avoid these 5 mistakes and move forward effortlessly.
Okay, mistake number 1, no margin. Now for just a moment, think about what that means. People will go in and do a deal and you need to have a winning strategy with either equity or cash flow or the right system. You have to have a strategy. And so what often happens is people are failing left and right because they walk in and they don't have the right kind of margin on the property. Often that margin shows up with, for example, equity. And equity means that when I buy the house, I should walk into a certain amount of equity that says, wow, this is the right system, this is the right property, and I'm starting right side up instead of upside down.
Yeah, cash flow is the second one, right? Most people get into real estate and they don't have enough cash flow off the bat. I know so many people that say, hey, I just want to jump in, I want to buy a house, and if it pays me, great, but if not, I'll hang on for 5, 7, 10 years until finally it catches up and starts to pay me. No, we don't do it that way, okay? If you want to do it right in real estate, get cash flow starting day one, and we've got a system that does that for you as well.
Number 3, poor mindset. Sometime in your real estate journey, your real estate is going to throw you a punch. There's going to be an unexpected repair. There's going to be a tenant that moves out. There's going to be some damage to the property. When you're doing real estate, you need to come and prepare for the unexpected. And what I've seen happen too often working with investors is that they'll actually have a dynamite property, and yet with the wrong mindset, it's amazing what you can do. I once was sitting down, Stephen, with these 2 individuals, this couple that had come into the system. They had bought 2 properties, and they came in to me and they said, Chris, we're so worried about the debt. We had leveraged our house to be able to buy these 2 properties, and debt's like the worst thing for us, and every day we're just feeling horrible. I know, it's like the big bad monster in their life, and yet so I said, well, tell me about your properties. Well, how much equity do you have? Well, this one, we've got a 50,000 equity position. What about this one? Well, that one's about 70,000. Okay, so I just want to understand, so far in the last 4 years of holding these properties, you've made 120 grand. Well, yeah. I said, tell me about the cash flow. Well, we're making about 350 on this one. Oh, man. And then on this one, about 300. So I'm like, okay, so you're making $650 a month. Yeah, but Chris, with the debt on our house, we're really netting only about $300 because it's counteracting. So I said, I want to make sure I understand. You're up 120 grand, you're cash flowing positive 300 a month after all expenses. Like, yeah, I'm like, hey, how about I just come in and take those deals off your hands? I'll assume it, I'll take over, I'll buy you out. And they looked at me and they're like,
what?
No, no. I'm like, that poverty mindset, that poor mindset has the ability to put your entire portfolio at risk. If you're gonna hold on to a home for 7 years and something doesn't go right, for just one of the moments, you got to remember how this whole story is going to end and cannot allow yourself to get caught up in the moment with a poor mindset where you put your real estate on fire sale and end up burning everything down when you were actually on track.
Absolutely. The 4th thing right here that you need, the 4th mistake you need to avoid at all costs is having a bad strategy to begin with. Now, you know as well as I do that you can search the internet and find 1,000,005 different ways to do real estate, right? We're looking for the very best way to do real estate. Not just the best way to do real estate, the best way to increase your financial freedom. And you have to have the proper strategy going into it. So many people look to their parents or they look to their grandparents or they have a friend that jumped in some certain investment and they want to just kind of follow suit. Let me just tell you right now, that's not a strategy. That's not going into a plan. That's just following like a lemming. And you follow like a lemming, and chances are, eventually, you're gonna jump off the cliff, right? It's just gonna happen. You're gonna fall down, and it's not gonna be fun. It won't look pretty. So make sure if you're getting into real estate that you have a really cohesive and amazing strategy in place.
Okay, mistake number 5, no mentor. You need somebody looking over your shoulder that can shepherd you through the process that has already been where you want to go. Right now we are in a society that's just, it's all about do it yourself. And the problem is you read a real estate book or maybe you watch some of these videos, and I want you out there transacting real estate. I want you taking action. But make sure you have someone in your life that has your back. It might be Steven, it might be me, but it might be somebody that you know. Get networked in real estate, and if you're gonna be flipping a deal, if you're gonna be doing a short-term buy and hold like we love to do, if you're doing a lease option, make sure you have somebody with extensive experience that's looking over your shoulder and along the way is giving you pointers, because the reality is they've already probably stepped into the pitfalls. And they can help you avoid that trial and error by spoon feeding you the correct information based on live experience. No video, no book can trump real life experience. So make sure you have a mentor.
So if you want success in real estate, if you want success in financial abundance, if you want to grow yourself, and you want to get past all of the naysayers and people that are telling you can't, I'll tell you, if you want to avoid the mistakes, then make sure that you're avoiding those 5 things. Make sure that you're getting in and you're jumping in and you got the equity positions, you got the cash flow going, you got the mindset running with you, you got the strategy in place, and that you're getting a mentor for you so that you can make sure that you're going forward with nothing holding you back.
Now, before we end this video, in this next segment, we're gonna throw out a little bonus on what we believe to be the ultimate system to avoid these 5 common mistakes and help you experience maximum success. So now that we're totally clear on the 5 worst mistakes that new investors make, let's talk about what you wanna be doing instead. You need a system. A what?
A system. And what does system stand for?
I don't know. Save yourself.
Save you some time, effort, and money.
Okay, now think about it. Time's a commodity, effort's a money, and money's a commodity. So you need to be utilizing those very strategically. And if you don't have a system, then you might be going into real estate too haphazardly. For example, when Steve and I build game plans for people, it's what's your next step? How do you get your next house? Then once you have your next house, it's how do you maximize monetizing it and managing it for maximum gain? In time, how do you take money out of it and put it into the next property? Then when you sell this first house to go buy another, well, this equity is actually buying you a 4th house. And so in other words, there's a system, there's a team, there's individuals that are, and experts that are lined up. My success in real estate, I can tell you, didn't come from what I knew and what I was doing. It came from what others knew and what other people were doing. And because I was inside of a system and I was building a system, that's what led to great success. Steven, when you're helping someone build their own personal real estate power team, what are the basic people they're going to need to be able to go out and crush it in real estate?
I mean, you're going to need to get in touch with a realtor who's competent. By the way, this realtor needs to not just be a realtor, it should be a realtor who's also an investor, right? Super, super important. So someone that's finding those deals for you, you're going to want to understand and know somebody who knows the loan world.
Yeah.
Like a mortgage loan officer, a mortgage broker. You want to know someone who understands loans and not just how to get you one good rate on one loan. You want to know somebody who can actually work with the market and work with you and help you understand how you can get from where you are buying maybe your first home to buying home number 10, right?
And the third person I'd recommend is a property manager.
Absolutely.
Now, lease option even requires ultra minimal property management, but when we built our original power team, Steven played the management role, my business partner Steve Earle played the real estate realtor role, and then Kevin Clayson played the loan officer role. This was my original team, and we would meet upstairs in this house, in my office, the 4 of us, each week, and we would coordinate the homes that we're buying, and in time the homes that we even helped other people, which by the way, my system grew so successful that we built so big that we started leasing it out to other people. And now 10 years later, that team is still here, crushing it bigger than ever before. Now is definitely the time to be investing in real estate. So either build a team or rent a team. And my team's available, our team's available that you can actually use that. You can personally work with Steven Miller and myself. We put on our training events, our weekly calls. You can become a part of our community where we'll help line up all of the lending teams that you need, all of the finding teams for the best deals, the property management teams, and get it all done for you. So build a team, rent a team. You need a team, have a system. People that make the biggest mistakes in real estate don't usually have that power team. So start with it before you get going. And if you don't have one, find out how much easier and fun life is when you have one.